A lot of people walk around with inflammation. You know, it could be acute or chronic pain. It could be a lingering injury they've had, arthritis, anything like that. Some people have autoimmune diseases. So, you know, there's a lot of things that we do or don't pay attention to that actually increase the inflammation in our body, make us feel more swollen or more just hurt more often. So what are some things that you can do to help yourself decrease the inflammation, get you moving, get the circulation going, and reduce the pain you might be in, or reduce any other kind of symptoms like allergies, or if you're catching colds a lot, you know, immune system stuff? So number one is to pay attention to your diet and your gut health. So nutrition, I would say, is probably one of the biggest factors in inflammation. Now, mostly for probably like chronic inflammation, not so much, well, autoimmune, yes, because there are certain foods that you can stay away from or incorporate into the diet. But autoimmune is a little bit more difficult to treat or to help prevent, because your body is attacking itself, right? So it's coming from the inside. But if you have something like arthritis or a lingering injury, or say you just had surgery or something like that, there's some things you can kind of tweak in your nutrition that can help a lot. So the first thing is to find out what foods you might be sensitive to. Okay, there's some big culprits. I'm sure you've heard dairy, wheat, gluten. Emulsifiers are huge. You know, stuff like something called soy lecithin is an emulsifier they use in processed food to extend the shelf life, but it can cause all kinds of bloating and stomach discomfort and gas and all that kind of stuff. Alcohol. How much alcohol are you drinking? What kind of alcohol are you drinking? You know, your 1 or 2 glasses of wine a night can be actually contributing to a lot of the inflammation in your body over time. So you have to pay attention to what foods you might be sensitive to. So for example, you know, if you eat a piece of cheese or you eat a piece of bread and you're very phlegmy, or you have like postnasal drip afterwards, or you feel really bloated, you feel very distended in the stomach, you feel foggy headed, you can't think clearly, you might have a dull headache. These are all signs. You might feel tired, very fatigued and heavy afterwards. These are all signs that you might be sensitive to a particular kind of food. All right. Same with, like I mentioned, the emulsifiers. You might actually have stomach aches, or you might actually make you go to the bathroom. All right. Alcohol. How do you feel when you drink? Do you feel wide awake, or do you feel really tired and drained, or the next morning you wake up and your nose is all stuffed, you have a headache, and you're kind of like losing your voice? This can all show that this stuff is actually affecting you. So if you have this in your daily diet or on a daily, weekly basis, it can all build up and increase the inflammation in your body and lead to more pain symptoms, essentially. So the best thing would be to keep some sort of food diary or food log for yourself, and try to either limit certain foods for at least 2 weeks or so, and see if you notice a difference. And then gradually add them back in and see if you start experiencing some more of the bloating or the postnasal drip or the foggy headedness and stuff like that. So nutrition, number one, definitely. Number two, the second way to help decrease inflammation in the body is to move more. And you will hear this from a lot of other places about exercise. Okay, exercise gets the blood flow and the circulation going, and then other schools of thought would be like, well, if I'm in pain, then why should I exercise or move? Won't that make it worse? Well, yes and no. So the type of exercise for you really depends. So when people say move more, it's not. You shouldn't just do what everybody else does necessarily, okay? Don't just jump on the next fitness trend that's out there and do like 5 days of high intensity interval training if you have like osteoarthritis of the knees, because that can make you worse, okay? You might not recover from that. There's some people who can do 4 or 5 days of high intense exercise and recover fine. And then there's other ones who they can do like 1 day a week. Otherwise, they'll never recover. I mean, for myself, I could never do more than like 2 days or 3 days of high intensity stuff because I would get sick. It would actually lower my immune system because my body needs more time for recovery. So understand that everybody is different when it comes to exercise. So you shouldn't just jump on any exercise program because your friends are doing it or what you've read about or heard on the news is like the newest popular thing. You have to do what's right for your body. So if you have chronic inflammation or you have something that gives you pain, you may need to do maybe like yoga or more stretching. For other people, maybe they do need to incorporate more high intensity stuff to get the blood moving and flowing and not be so stiff. So that is key, you need to balance it out with your body and find what works for you. So exercise should make you feel pretty good after a workout. It should energize you. It shouldn't make you feel completely depleted of all your stores and then you're just like tired the rest of the day. Third way to reduce inflammation is common sense, sleep. So you'll hear 6 to 8 hours of good quality sleep is what you want to get for the most part. But the key here is good quality sleep. So even if you're going to bed at say 10 p.m. and waking up at 6 a.m. the next morning, if you are waking up like 3 or 4 times a night to either use the bathroom or because your brain is going on overdrive, then you're not getting good quality REM sleep. You need to get good quality sleep to be able to recover. Okay, so to be able to recover from, say, that high intensity exercise you did yesterday, you need to be able to sleep. That's when your muscles get replenished. That's when they grow. Okay, so if you're not sleeping enough, then you cannot recover. And it's also, you have to kind of get your circadian rhythm back into alignment or in alignment if it's not. So that means going to bed and getting up at relatively the same times every single night, including weekends. So if you're the type of person, the work week, you get up really early and you go to bed early at night. And on the weekends, you decide to sleep till noon and then you go to bed until like after midnight, then that is going to throw off your melatonin production in your body. And you will have what they call something called social lag. All right. It's almost like jet lag. It's pretty much the same thing as jet lag because what happens is, your body is used to producing melatonin, the hormone that makes you sleepy at night at a particular time. You're getting up at noon, and then Monday morning rolls around and then you try again to get up at 6 a.m. You're going to be very, very groggy. You're going to need to rely on that alarm clock to go off. All right, to get you up. And you're going to wonder why you're so tired. You're like, oh, I caught up on my sleep. I slept 14 hours over the weekend on Saturday. I slept till noon and all that. And but realize that even if you're catching up on sleep, that's going to throw off your body's hormones production. And again, your circadian rhythm is going to get completely out of alignment. So really try to go to bed and get up at relatively the same time, weekdays, weekend, days off and days that you go to work, and that will help. So, so it's the quality of sleep, but it's also when you're sleeping, kind of keeping track of what time you're going to bed, what time you're getting up. And that can essentially decrease inflammation in your body, because what happens if your body is all out of whack, your circadian rhythm is all out of whack, your body doesn't quite know what to do when. So each organ of your body does specific functions at specific times. So when you delay those functions or you throw them off and you're going to bed at all different times, your body has a very difficult time recovering. So again, going back to the exercise or your day-to-day activity, your body can't fully recover, regenerate, or do what it needs to do at those particular times because you've thrown everything just for a loop. Okay, number 4, try to incorporate more alkaline foods into your diet. So these are the things we all love, dark leafy greens, collards, kale, all the tasty stuff. But the thing about alkaline foods is that, if we're eating strictly a meat and potatoes kind of diet, then, it's producing a lot of acid in our body. Okay, very acidic. Now, our bodies do self-regulate the pH levels, with the acid in our stomachs. But incorporating more alkaline foods will just enhance the process, and it can help with inflammation. The more dark leafy greens we're incorporating into our diet, then the less likely we are to eat more of the processed stuff or just stuff that has very little nutritional value. So, you're getting a lot of vitamins, you're getting a lot of magnesium. It's even going to help you sleep a little bit because you're getting very nutrient dense foods into your diet that maybe you didn't have before. And this can help just the blood and the circulation, just everything move more efficiently in your body. So number 5, the last and probably one of the most important things that you can do to help decrease inflammation in your body is your mental emotional health and stress reduction. Okay, in this country, everybody's stressed out, everybody's anxious, and as a result, everybody has a lot of inflammation in their body, or a lot of their body is just kicking on overdrive, fight or flight, and a lot of people are in pain. If you look at the majority of people around, there's somebody limping, or there's somebody, holding their back, they have back pain or something like that. So, part of it goes along with posture too. I should have mentioned this in the portion where I mentioned exercise. Keeping track of your posture, making sure you're very aligned and straight when you stand up and not hunched, or when you sit at a desk you're not hunched over. But stress reduction is huge. So valuing and taking the time for self-care, whether it's reading a book, watching a movie, taking a time out, taking a bath, getting a massage, getting acupuncture, whatever it is that can help you manage your current stress levels is going to bring inflammation way down. Because what happens if you're stressed out all the time, if you're constantly in this fight or flight mode and you're always on overdrive, your body's going to get burnt out. It never has time to really take time to recover and rejuvenate itself, because it's always in like this survival mode, like on overdrive. So you really have to manage the stress and take time for yourself and balance, your work life with personal life, and make sure that you have enough time for yourself. Things that make you happy. The happier you are too, the more efficiently your body's going to run. If you're always in a state of frustration and negativity, you're going to start holding on to these negative emotions, and they're going to get stuck. And the energy is not going to move, right? The circulation, the blood flow, things are not going to move. Things are going to just get stuck in one part of your body somewhere, and that can lead to more pain, essentially. Okay, so these are all things you really should be mindful of. And they're very simple things, yet a lot of times we don't do them. Something like sleep, or just something like drinking more water for a lot of people can be tough. So that's where it'd be good to set yourself in a reminder or something like that on your phone, or, little Post-it notes around your house. So that's it today, guys. Be mindful what you're doing, how you're eating, check your digestion, your gut health, make sure that you pay attention to how food is affecting you. Also, what is your digestion like? So are you blocked up, or you have loose stools, because we all like to talk about poop here. But that plays a very big role into what you're taking in, or how your body is responding to stuff. Okay, that plays a huge role. Okay, so move more, but you have to move according to your body and what feels right for you. So don't just jump on any kind of trendy fitness regime. Match up your circadian rhythm, keep it in alignment. Okay, so sleeping not just quality, but consistent, times each night. And, incorporating more like dark leafy greens, alkaline foods into the diet. And then self-care. self-care, stress reduction is huge. All these things combined, you should notice a massive shift in your, if you haven't been doing a lot of these things previously and then you start incorporating them or you start being more mindful of them, you will notice a shift in your pain levels or in how much you feel like inflamed throughout the day, your clarity of thinking. It all plays a huge role. So just some stuff to be mindful of. And if you have any questions, let me know. If you haven't subscribed already to my channel, please subscribe below. I put out a new video every single morning and about all kinds of cool things. And share this if you like. But hope you all have an awesome day, and peace out.